Just got to get your voice.
Jake, obviously the uniqueness of Jim Chaney, the Chaney factor in this one, how unique is it for, I mean, is it weird or what's that going to be like seeing him on the other?
It's interesting. We kind of know a little bit about what they do and they know about what we do. So we just have to do what we do a little bit better than what they do.
What did you focus on last week off? What is that process of having that week off?
Yeah, that's good. It lets us evaluate ourselves, look back, say, hey, what do we do good? What do we not do good? I really try to, not anything to reinvent the wheel, but just get better, a couple little things, So we try to get better at some things, and hopefully it'll show off and pay off for this week.
How do you not move past this team? I mean, they've had a couple kind of crazy losses. And how do you keep that motivation up?
Yeah, I mean, they're an SEC East opponent. They're SEC caliber. They have a lot of talent on their team. They have good coaches who have been here, been other places, been really good places. So they're a good football program, and I'm going to expect that.
Do you ever pay attention to stuff like the all-time series? Because it's 23-23 between, which means there were times where Tennessee owned Georgia.
Right.
I mean, Kirby never beat them. So, do you ever hear from people about you got to take care of these guys because they used to own us kind of thing?
Yeah, you kind of do hear a little bit about that, throughout the building and other places. So, we don't take any SEC East team, lightly, and it's for us, to want to go out and dominate.
Things went pretty well for you guys last time at Neyland, but what do you remember about just the stadium itself and the crowd factor, 104,000 people there?
Yeah, it's big and it's loud, and they do a really good job of packing out the house, and their fans do a really good job of being loud, so I'm expecting that and a little bit of crowd noise this week.
You expecting a lot of Georgia fans, too? There's a lot of talk about one of those big, massive road trips for Dog Nation. You expect another turnout like that?
Yeah, I would love it. I'd love to see it the same way it was at Vanderbilt. We would love to see it and love all the help we can get.
Last week, Coach spoke about the offense and needing to mix it up maybe a little bit more. You're the quarterback, and when Coach says mix it up, what comes to your mind there?
Yeah. For me, doing my job whenever I can, whether that's, throwing the ball on early downs, throwing the ball on third down, getting us in the right play. I'm here to do whatever I can to put the offense in the best chances to succeed.
Would you like to be able to throw more?
I'm all for it. As long as we score points on offense, I like to win football games.
Jake, you mentioned this being a big SEC East game. Since you've been here, you've had a whole lot of success against the East. What do you kind of attribute that to?
Yeah, kind of our system and the way we attack the week. We're very consistent with that and really going to work week in and week out. So I think the way we approach it and go out and play, I think we have really good players, but I think our really good players work really hard.
What would it be like to have Jim Chaney on the opposite side? These guys was in your ear for years.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Should be really good for our defense because they know a lot about, kind of what he does in his system. But he also knows, a lot about us and what we do here. So, it's going to be very interesting, and it's going to be good for kind of both sides and see which side can do it better.
Jake, I think this is the only game you played in where you didn't throw a touchdown pass. What do you remember about last year's game, and were they just stingy in the secondary, or did it just work out?
I think it just kind of worked out that way. I think they had a really good game plan, and I don't think we really attacked ours as good as we could have. I really don't remember much about the game, and sometimes it is what it is.
Dominic Blaylock's obviously gotten off to a quick start. Was there a Blaylock moment this summer where you're like, this guy's going to be pretty good, or can you just talk about his adjustment?
Yeah, Dom, he's a kid who he doesn't kind of flash you, about anything, but he's like really good and sneaky at everything. So he's a guy who's really polished in what he does. He came in a really smart, intelligent kid, and he just does a really good job of catching the football and going out and getting open. You don't really think about it, man. The guy he just always gets open. So hopefully he continues to do that and continues to do it on Saturday.
What's been the transition or adjustment going from Lamont as your center to Trey? I know you were with Trey in high school, but on this college level, how has that been?
Yeah, Trey's done a great job adjusting. He really got to play a lot of meaningful snaps last year. So he's come in, did a really good job pointing stuff out, seeing blitzes, being able to help me, as well as the offensive line. So he's done a really good job for us and our offense, and hopefully he continues to do that.
How much extra did you guys work together in the summer?
A lot. There was some issues. There's a lot of comfortability with that, and hopefully we can continue to even get better at that as well.
The competitive part of it with Coach Chaney aside, how important was he in your career? You guys went through a lot the first couple of years here. What was it like being with him and having him around?
Yeah, he did a great job of really kind of taking me in, teaching me the game of football, really seeing it from a different perspective, and really kind of introduced me to this pro style offense. I didn't really have that in high school. It was spread it out, throw it around, and kind of got introduced to kind of big boy football and pro style offense and different terminologies and different passing concepts. So I got to learn a lot of football under him, and I really thank him for that.
Jake, how different is the routine when it's a night game on the road, the hotel factor, the bus ride, as opposed to being here on campus?
It's a little different, but not really. We still have the same things. We're going to wake up, we're going to eat breakfast, we're going to have our team meal, we're going to do the things we normally do. So that's no big deal. That's just part of it. It is what it is, and it's really no different. We still have our same system. We're going to do that system.
Through a few games, you guys got some injuries there on the offensive line. How much now are we able to see the benefits of all that depth Coach Pittman's accumulated?
Yeah, Coach Pittman, he's done an incredible job recruiting, coaching, and having guys be able to come in and play really meaningful reps for us and go out and do well. So it's great for us. Anytime we can have a guy go down, we don't want guys to go down, but when it does and a guy comes in and plays well, that's awesome for us.
With the SEC schedule going up, does that give you a little bit of a comfort factor knowing if Isaiah or Solomon, whoever goes down, you've got guys behind them that can go in and fill in?
We want to think positive, but knowing Coach Pittman and the way he's coaching his guys, we know somebody in that room is going to be ready.
Jake, you talk about the fade and calling that at the line. There's some offenses when you see man press and coverage on the outside, it's just automatic. How close is your offense to making that automatic call when you see something?
Yeah, we've definitely done that numerous times. Definitely have that ability to do that whenever I want. So that's just part of the football game and taking advantage of matchups when we see it.
Within your own game, where have you feel you've sort of grown the most from the end of last season?
One thing I've noticed on film for myself is throwing on the run, getting out of the pocket and making some throws. So I think I've done a pretty good job of getting better from last year and making those throws. So hopefully I can see improvement with that throughout the season as well.
So Jim Chaney knows you pretty well, and you did some self-scouting this past weekend. What do you think that he's going to tell his defense about you? Any tendencies he's going to point out or something? But does he know your weaknesses? Does he know your strengths?
Yeah. He knows I like to get into the perfect play a lot of the times, and sometimes, you don't always have to get in the perfect play. Let's get into a good play. Just make sure everybody's on the same page and go out and play football.
What's the difference between Jake Fromm now and Jake Fromm in 2017?
The guy, he's throwing better balls. He's more knowledgeable run right now, so he's done a great job of leading, and hopefully continues to do that.
Can you talk about life in the SEC right now? I think half the top 10 is SEC, so that means a lot of tough games ahead on the schedule. What's that like for you guys as you go through this you're starting the long grind right now of conference games?
Yeah, it's a testament to SEC football. As far as the schedule goes, I'm worried about Tennessee right now and how we can beat Tennessee.
When Coach Coley came in, you said you could contribute more in the QB meetings maybe than when you were less experienced. What kind of things do you bring into those meetings and knowledge that you have now?
Yeah, just really trying to coach those younger guys and be able to kind of add in whenever I can, whatever the topic is, or hey, Coach says, hey, Jake, go teach these guys about this, or and that kind of thing. So I definitely had my fair share in the quarterback room. I love it, kind of where I'm at, and when I'm able to teach, I really know how much I really learn, how much I really know, and that allows me to learn.
Kirby talked about Pickens in particular last week about getting the ball downfield to George. You look like you don't really discriminate, just whoever's open, but is he the kind of guy that maybe you'll give a little bit more latitude to on your throws because of his abilities?
Yeah, I mean, he's a kid who's really special, really gifted football player, and he's a guy who can go out and make plays, throughout the field whenever it is. So he's a guy we got to get the ball to, and hopefully we can do that next game.
Is the perception of Tennessee different based on age? Like people my age remember the 90s and even 2000s. It was kind of even between Georgia and Tennessee, but it's been fairly one-sided. It would seem people like you grew up not really knowing a time when Tennessee was dominant.
I mean, for me, Tennessee's a good football program, and I'm going to go out and try to beat Tennessee this week.
What about changing plays, Jake? How much goes into that? How much of it is guesswork, calculation? As you said, Chaney being aware that you can change plays. I mean, them disguising it.
Yeah, and it's watching film. It's knowing the defensive scheme, knowing what they're doing, how they're going to get to it. What they want to show, what they don't want me to see. There's a lot of things that go into it, and sometimes I'm not always right. I wish I was. I'm not always right. Stuff happens, but for us, I think we're going to get into a good play, and we can make a a bad play, a good play, especially with a lot of talent we have.
Is this kind of the first true road game? I mean, Vanderbilt was on the road technically, but there was more Georgia fans. Could there be some noise? Could there be some issues with snap counts?
We'll see. It's going to be a test for us, but we do a great job of really getting that crowd noise at practice. We had a lot of it last week, so we'll be ready for it.
What about getting plays in quicker, I think?
Jake, to follow up on that, I mean, looking back on 2 years ago, I know there was a lot of the same talk. A lot of the hype about going up to Neyland and then going out and winning that game like on 41-0. There's something you remember about that? Is there anything unique about that game that stands out still?
Yeah, for me, it was kind of one of my Notre Dame was the first road test, but it was kind of first SEC road test, and for me, it was kind of going in and it being kind of loud and not really knowing what to expect, and I just remember the defense playing great, the first turnover, and us going out and making plays.
Tay's kind of the play caller on the defensive side, right? He kind of directs the linebackers. What have you seen from him and his play calling?
Tay, he's really matured a lot, and he's playing really good football right now. He's leading. He's really stepping up and taking on some leadership roles, and he's really putting guys in the right spots. And really proud of what we're seeing from Tay right now.
What does that entail, like both on the field and off the field? Like his leadership, what does he do to help players?
Yeah, he's communicating with guys. He's going around to guys, making sure they know what they're doing, and really helping guys out and really putting guys in the right spots.
When we hear Kirby talk about plays coming in earlier, it almost sounds like putting more on your shoulders. I mean, how does that make you feel when the head coach is saying, no, he wants his quarterback essentially to manage the game from the line of scrimmage?
Right. It really helps me out a ton, getting the play in earlier and seeing what we're seeing, so I can make the right calls, make the right checks, and make the right reads. So just part of football, and just have to get better at it.
With Cade Mays, he during games says a pretty nasty streak. How sort of apparent is that in practice, and how much does he sort of show that same sort of nasty side?
Yeah, Cade's a consistent guy. He's a guy who wants to come in and work, and he doesn't just flip a switch and do that on Saturday. He's a guy who comes in and works and plays really rough and relentless all throughout the week.
So can you talk about it seems like their opponents are just really loading up early against the run. And you guys, what is the complication in that? It seems like you can't just say, well, okay, we're going to throw right away. But you also, it appears that you guys are trying to establish the run in the teeth of that. Can you just talk about that process?
Box, they have one more guy in there that we can block. We don't like that. We would say that's a bad run play. And then, for us, we're talented. We're big up front, so we think we kind of can sometimes. So, just part of it. We want to, like you said, establish the run. But we need to shake things up. We want to get out. We need to get the ball in the perimeter and move the ball that way.
What's your favorite defense to see out there? When you're just like, when you see him go into that coverage and you just start grinning because you're like, I got this.
There's plenty of coverages that I know that they can attack that, and hey, this is what we want. There's a lot of things.
Which one do you want?
That's top secret. I can't tell you that.
How was Eli's transition from Tennessee to Georgia? What have you seen from him?
Yeah, he's done good. He's a guy who's really come in, really gelled with the team, really gelled with that tight end room, and he's come in. He's given us a lot of meaningful reps and done a great job of coming in and being the receiving tight end that he is. And he's done well for us, and hopefully he can continue to do that.
In goal line situations, he's kind of like I guess you could say like the fullback or like the guy who kind of blocks. Why do you think that? What about his skill set allows him to do that?
Yeah. So whenever that package is called, he can go in and execute on that.
How much are you seeing? It seems like you're seeing a lot of disguise coverages, and how often do they get you on that when they're showing you one look and they're going to switch out of it before you have a chance to swing your head around? It's a big cat and mouse game, isn't it?
It is on third down more than not. On normal downs, it's pretty kind of consistent. You have an idea. Third downs is just kind of the flavor of the week. It kind of they have what they think they can get us on, and they'll kind of show the same thing over and over, and they'll switch something different. It's kind of what Notre Dame did to us. But you kind of get a feel for it. You kind of get a couple drives in, you get a feel for what they're doing, and it really helps out a lot.
I think I saw Ben Cleveland back some geese this weekend.
No.
Were you out there with him? Or what?
I wasn't with Ben. I was on my own. We went kind of to my home, and we shot some geese, shot some doves too, so it was fun. Yeah, we got a little geese and a little dove right now.
When you're off and away, do you take some time to sit and watch some football?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of football on Saturday, but really I was out. I was enjoying. I was out in the woods and really hanging out with my family.
California actually passed a law basically saying that the athletes out there, the student athletes, can benefit from their image. You know, then the state legislature said it was okay. What are your thoughts on that? Do you wish that was available here?
I mean, that's not really for me to decide. There's a lot of things that that could happen, but I mean, that's not for me to decide. Yeah.
Would you like to be able to say, hey, you know, there are a lot of number 11 jerseys up there with Fromm on the back.
Yeah.
I'd like to get a cut of that.
I'm not. But I'm sure if it did come down to it. Yeah. Thank you guys.